Before there was a United States, there was a land vast, beautiful, alive. Here lived the Native Americans, the first guardians of the soil. They lived with the wind, the rivers, and the stars, telling stories older than time itself. Their cultures were woven into the very fabric of the continent, a rich tapestry of traditions and spiritual connections to the world around them. For thousands of years, theirs was the only story whispered on the prairies and echoed through the canyons. This was their home, a world of balance and profound wisdom, long before the first maps were ever drawn by foreign hands. Then came the explorers. From Spain, France, and England, they crossed the great, unknown oceans, driven by dreams of gold, glory, and a new beginning. Their ships, like ghosts emerging from the mist, marked the start of an irreversible collision of worlds. This arrival brought both wondrous discovery and devastating destruction. For the peoples already here, it was an invasion. For the newcomers, it was a chance at a new life. A new, complex story began to unfold, one of courage, bitter conflict, and a desperate struggle for survival. History was about to be rewritten. In the decades that followed, the colonies grew, but so did a feeling of restlessness under distant British rule. A cry for liberty began to echo from Boston's harbors to Virginia's farmlands. Ordinary people, farmers, merchants, and artisans found themselves willing to stand up for an extraordinary idea: freedom. They were led by visionaries like George Washington, the steadfast general, Thomas Jefferson, the eloquent author of Ideals, and countless others who risked everything. In the summer of 1776, they signed the Declaration of Independence, a bold proclamation that a new nation, conceived in liberty, was born. The young nation, fragile but ambitious, began its relentless expansion westward, across vast plains and over towering mountains. This was the era of manifest destiny, a belief that the country was destined to stretch from coast to coast. Drawn by the promise of a better life, immigrants arrived from every corner of the earth, seeking refuge and opportunity in a place called America. They built towns where there was once wilderness, laid down railroads that stitched the continent together, and cultivated the land, building the nation piece by piece, heart by heart. But the promise of freedom was tragically incomplete. The deep, dark shadow of slavery stretched across the land, creating a moral crisis that would tear the nation apart. The question of human bondage pitted brother against brother, state against state. The Civil War erupted, a brutal conflict that burned through the very heart of America. It took the solemn words and unwavering resolve of Abraham Lincoln, who envisioned a nation healed and whole, to guide the country through its darkest hour. The war ended, but the struggle for true unity had just begun. After the ashes of war came a period of incredible rebirth. The nation surged forward into the Industrial Revolution, an age of invention and immense growth. Dreamers like Thomas Edison lit up the world, while armies of workers, men and women from all walks of life forged steel, built bridges, and raised skyscrapers that scraped the heavens. The clatter of factories and the whistle of locomotives became the soundtrack of progress. The people's hands shaped the modern skyline, and their relentless spirit built the foundations of the future, transforming America into a global powerhouse. The 20th century would test America's resilience like never before. The Great Depression brought millions to their knees, plunging the nation into hardship and despair. Then, the world was engulfed in the flames of World War II, calling upon a generation to make the ultimate sacrifice. Through it all, through economic collapse and global conflict, the American people stood together. They fought not just for their land, but for the ideals of freedom, and for each other, proving that even in the darkest of times, their collective unity was a flame that could not be extinguished. As the nation recovered, a new battle began, this time, a battle for its soul. The powerful voices of Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and countless unsung heroes rose up, demanding that America live up to its founding promise of equality for all. The civil rights movement was more than just a series of protests and marches. It was a profound revolution of hearts and minds. It was a moral crusade that challenged the conscience of the nation, pushing it, step by painful step, closer to the dream of liberty and justice for everyone. From the dusty plains of Earth to the silent surface of the Moon, America then stepped boldly into the future. The Apollo 11 mission was a giant leap for mankind, a symbol of what could be achieved when a nation dared to dream. Back on Earth, a different kind of revolution was underway. In garages and labs, innovators built the first computers, sparking the digital age and connecting the world in ways never imagined. The spirit of invention, that restless desire to explore the next frontier, continued to drive the nation forward into a new millennium. Today, America is not one color, one belief, or one voice. It is a symphony of many a mosaic of cultures, ideas, and dreams, all bound together by a shared hope for a better tomorrow. The story of America has never been simple or perfect. It is a story of struggle and triumph, of division and unity. Ultimately, it is the story of its people, we, the people. E pluribus unum out of many. 1. Thank you for watching this journey through time. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores our shared history.